In the 1970s, radio didn't filter music the way modern platforms do. There were no family-safe playlists, no warning labels. A song about death or tragedy could play right between a love song and a pop hit. Kids heard everything. Sometimes they didn't understand the meaning right away, but the emotion still sank in. And as the years passed, many listeners realized something surprising. Some of the most beautiful melodies on the radio were telling the saddest stories imaginable. Let's rewind the dial. Number 15, Billy Don't Be a Hero. Where I stood, I saw she was crying. The song sounds almost cheerful, clapping rhythm, bright melody. But listen closely. Billy, don't be a hero. Come back and make. A young woman begs her boyfriend Billy not to chase military glory. She begs him to stay safe. Billy ignores her. He goes off to war, and the only thing that comes back is a letter announcing his death. To me. For many kids in the 70s, it was the first time a pop song quietly delivered a lesson about the cost of war. The soldier blues were trapped on a hillside. Number 14, Alone Again, Naturally. At first, this song sounds light and harmless, a soft piano, a gentle voice, but underneath that melody is a devastating story. The narrator is abandoned at the altar. His father dies. His mother passes away from grief. And in the end, he's left completely alone. Even darker. The song begins with him considering suicide. It was a heartbreaking story hiding inside one of the decade's catchiest tunes. Number 13, Patches. From the very first line, you can hear the pain. The story follows a young boy named Patches. His father is dying. A shovel in his hand, education that ain't never On his deathbed, the father asks his son to take care of the family. But Patches is just a child. Suddenly, he's forced into a world of poverty, responsibility, and fear. For many listeners, this song felt uncomfortably real. Because for some families, it wasn't just a story. Every day I had. Number 12. Number 11, Honey at the Beginning. This song feels almost playful. A husband remembers the funny little habits of his wife, her silly mistakes, her laughter. But then the tone changes.
I laughed at her and she got mad the first day that she planted it was just a twig.
Honey becomes sick, and suddenly, she's gone.
So it wouldn't die. Came running in all excited.
The narrator returns home to an empty house filled with memories.
And I laughed till I cried.
For many young listeners, this was the first time a love song slowly transformed into a story about loss.
And I surprised her with a puppy, kept me up all Christmas Eve 2 years ago. And it would sure embarrass her when I came in from work.
Number 10, Seasons in the Sun.
Friend, we've known.
If you only heard the chorus, you might think this was a happy song. We had joy, we had fun.
Each other since we were 9 or 10.
But the truth is heartbreaking. The singer is saying goodbye to everyone he loves. He calls the woman he loves one last time. Then the song fades, with the siren still chasing him. Number 5, The Cat's in the Cradle. This one didn't rely on tragedy or violence. It relied on something far more familiar.
I knew it, and as he grew, he'd say, I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be like you.
A father's always too busy for his son. Work, travel, responsibility. He promises they'll spend time together someday, but someday never comes.
And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when.
Years later, when the father finally has time, the son has grown up, and now he's the one who's too busy. It's one of the most powerful songs ever written about regret.
Yeah, you know I'm gonna be like him. And the cat's in the cradle and a silver spoon. Little
Number 4, Timothy. At first, Timothy sounds upbeat and catchy, but the story is horrifying. Three miners become trapped underground after a cave-in. Only 2 survive, and when rescuers finally reach them, Timothy is missing.
Timothy, Timothy, where on earth did you go? Timothy, Timothy, God, what don't I know?
The lyrics strongly imply something disturbing. The survivors ate him. Even decades later, it remains one of the darkest twists ever heard on pop radio.
That he would sell his soul for just a piece of meat. Timothy, Timothy, Joe was looking at you.
Number 3, DOA. This song shocked listeners with brutal realism. It tells the story of a man dying after a car crash. You hear a heartbeat in the background. He can't move his legs. He smells smoke. His girlfriend beside him is already dead. As panic turns into fear, the heartbeat slows, and then it stops. Number 2, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. This song told a true story. A massive freighter sank during a violent storm on Lake Superior in 1975. 29 sailors disappeared.
With a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. A big ship and
The song carefully describes the storm, the last radio messages, and the silence that followed.
the ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, with a crow.
For many kids hearing it on the radio, it was the first time they realized something terrifying. Not every story has a rescue. Sometimes the lake simply keeps its secrets.
The wires made a tattletale sound, and a wave broke over the railing. And every man knew as the captain did too.
Number 1, the song that left the deepest mark. Many songs on this list were tragic, but the ones that stayed with people the longest weren't just sad. Injustice, and mortality, and they did it without hiding the truth.
He was on his way home from Candletop, been 2 weeks gone, and he thought he'd stop at Webb's and have him a drink before he went home to her.